Hi there, I'm Ross Larkin. Today I'm here with my family at Leicester's Farm Market doing some shopping for beautiful local fresh produce. So let's have a look. Do you want to grab some eggs, buddy? We need those. Thank you. What else? We need red onions. Here's here. We have red ones, orange ones, red carrots, orange carrots. They're beautiful to be able to come here and get these wonderful vegetables. So should we do carrots first? All right, we'll get these carrots going. Pretty good to be able to go to the farm, pick out carrots, hey? Fresh, local, good carrots. Get a couple of these done. Okay, buddy. How lucky do you think we are to be able to go to the farm and get carrots? When do you think they pick these? What do you think? 2 weeks, 2 days, a month? 2 days? You're probably right. I would imagine that they picked these carrots yesterday, and then they cleaned them, and then they bagged them, and we got them today. So that's pretty fresh, hey? It's definitely, you know, personally in my mind, it's a no-brainer to go to your local farms, your local vendors and farmers markets and support the growers, the farmers, the producers that are putting the time and effort in for all these wonderful products. You have to support them, and you can taste the difference in that. You know, it makes a big impact on the food you eat, the recipes you create, and things like that. So, Draven, how many of your friends do you think know where their food comes from?
Probably some of them think the supermarket.
Yeah, the supermarket? Do you think some of them know that it comes from local farms and farmers? Some? Do you think they know where those farms are?
Maybe a bit of them.
Yeah. Do you think it's important to know where your food comes from?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, our fresh pasta is together. We just got to roll it out a bit. So I'll start it off for you and you catch it. Cool. While we're waiting for the pasta to cook, we had the opportunity today to sit down with Susan Lester and talk about food sustainability. She showed us their hydroponic greenhouse operation that they have. You should have a look. So how do we get from this to that? Like time frame, how did it start? What was the idea behind doing this in the greenhouse?
Yeah, so this is our hydroponic greenhouse. And so what you see in front of you is lettuce that's probably about 2 weeks old. From start to finish, it takes about 6 to 8 weeks, all depending on the light, which is hard to get this time of year, and the nutrients, making sure that we're consistent with it. So something that is that size versus this size needs different nutrients. We want to make sure that we're doing that properly. The lettuce that's next to me here is probably about 4 to 5 weeks old, so there is quite a different stage in growth. But again, as you probably seen when you first came in, there was a very small seedlings that are only a few days old.
Yeah.
And then it goes to here. As they grow, they go into bigger spots.
More nutrients early on than later on? Like, is there enough in the larger lettuce that can kind of help itself more than really kind of kickstart it to grow?
Well, I kind of like to say it's like humans. So as you're growing, there's certain nutrients that you need as a baby.
Okay.
But you're also not going to eat quite as much each time.
Yeah.
But then as you're an adult, you're going to eat more because you're kind of, you know, you're growing differently. Your organs are working differently. So think that kind of like a human, I guess. So they need different things when they're at this stage versus this stage. And that also depends on what kind of plant it is as well. So we stick with mostly lettuces and herbs in here. That's what we find has worked so well.
Yeah.
So far anyways. So out in our fields we grow about 100 different varieties of fruits and vegetables. But in here this is still fairly new to us.
100 different kinds of fruits and vegetables. And I don't know, how many do you think the average person knows that Leicester's has? 5? 10?
It's hard to say. I think it really depends on the age of the person as well.
Fair.
So we've had customers with us for over 26 years,
Yeah.
and they're kind of the
Stick
staple.
to potato, parsnip,
Yeah.
turnip, the boiler bag.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
And with that, like, you know, 100 fruits and vegetables, the amount of people you have working on the farm, like what kind of, like from what to what, like who's designated for certain crops, like what kind of skill set, like someone straight out of high school, someone with some sort of degree, like how do you guys kind of plan around that for hiring and staff?
Yeah, I do a little giggle because basically when anyone comes to work here, they are jack of all trades.
Fair enough.
And again, I'm just speaking on behalf of our farm, but there's lots of other farms that if they're more specified,
Yeah.
it's kind of easier to pinpoint those exact requirements that they need. But for us, not only is there crop, but there's also, you know, direct market sales. So
Yeah.
we're interacting with the customers. So we need people who have those personable skills. I mean, we have people starting here with us when they're about 15, 16. And then sometimes they're here until they finish their university degree.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can hang on to them for a little bit longer too, so that's great. But skill set wise, there's such a wide variety.
Yeah.
So it's being able to chat to people. It's being able to be quick with your hands. Some people who are great planters aren't great harvesters. I don't mean not great, but it's just a different
It's just
skill.
a different,
Yep.
different skill.
So it's different with hand-to-eye coordination. So planting versus figuring out what's good to be picked and what's not, total different skill set.
So some of the people that work here, you know, they're going to school, they're getting an education, they're going to university. How else can they, or are they wanting to further that for, you know, specializing in different areas, doing, you know, agriculture work? Like what
Yeah.
else is there?
So I think one of the most attractive things to me about the whole industry is that whatever you want to do, there's some kind of
There's-
avenue there.
Wow.
So if you like numbers, everyone needs an accountant.
Oh yeah.
If you love animals, you can be a veterinarian. If you're more into the science side of things, there's not only just the specifics about how things grow, but also the soil samples.
Yeah.
There's also working with farmers. We work with a lot of government employees to help get things like our sweet corn up and running.
So I know you guys do summer programs like young farmers. There's kids that come to the farm and you take them around, you show them where their food comes from.
Yep.
That must be probably pretty challenging at days, and you got a ton of kids on a bus and you're showing them around the farm, but how nice is that to teach that to people, especially children, kids, like.
Yeah, so by having those programs here, I've been able to create like my dream job because I love to teach kids. So when we first started like 10 years ago, I'd hold up carrots and say, who can tell me how these grow?
Yeah,
There were some kids who said, on the grocery store shelf.
exactly.
So, but the good thing is I am after seeing a big change.
Yeah.
So I think people of all ages are being a bit more aware of or wanting to know where their food is coming from.
Yeah.
So I think now instead of just seeing it in a bag and thinking, okay, it's in a bag, I think they're starting to think, okay, I know that a carrot grows underground. I think now the next step is, okay, but where?
Where?
How? How does it get from point A to point
Yeah.
B? So I think that's really beneficial for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
They're starting to appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just, okay, it's a head of lettuce on a shelf. There's more to it. Like,
we're an island,
Yep.
you know, and you can't really forget that, because I think it was last year we had upwards of 200 more canceled ferry crossings.
yeah.
So that means less product in the supermarkets, and the amount of products that are in the supermarkets are twice the price.
Yep.
When you have farms, I know you guys got a lot of cabbage,
We got a lot of cabbage.
a lot of root veg and stuff. So educating people and telling them, like, look, maybe take the extra drive. Go out to Brookfield Road, check out Lester's, go one of your local farms and see what they have.
Yeah.
It'll be well worth it in the long run.
Yeah, and just to kind of touch on what you were saying earlier too. So yeah, you can go to a supermarket and you can get a lot of different veggies.
Yeah.
But the thing is that we don't have that climate. So yeah, you can probably
No.
get broccoli year round in the supermarket. But it's also knowing how you can adapt what our season allows us to grow into your meals.
Yeah.
As well, when you actually get to get the lettuce that is literally still attached to the roots,
Yeah,
like this
like,
hydroponics is,
Come on.
you're going to find that that's going to last a lot longer.
And it just tastes better.
It does.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, I grew up eating all this, so for me to eat something that's not grown on the farm, it
You can taste
really
the big
tastes
difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And when things actually get to like fully grow and mature where they're planted, you can't beat that taste.
It's not picked months in advance,
No.
ripening in shipping containers, coming over,
Yeah.
and then you get it and it's still $8 for a head of cauliflower.
Or you got to throw out half of it because it's going bad.
Yeah.
So it's after traveling. So veggies are kind of like us in the sense that the more they travel, they're going to get kind of bumped around. and
Weathered.
whatnot. Exactly.
Yeah.
So like this head of lettuce here is beautiful and green. We bring it up to the market and it sells within a day or so.
Yeah.
And you know, it's still so fresh. But if this was to have to travel across the continent, total different story.
Completely
right?
different.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Well, personally, I think that growing anything, whether it be flowers, vegetables,
Yes.
whatever, is just so rewarding.
Oh yeah.
And at any age.
Yeah.
So for us, we have it, all of our food travels less than 4 kilometers. So our field staff will go out, they work super hard.
Oh, yeah.
They go out around, 6:30, 7 o'clock in peak season. They're harvesting. And
In the
then-
mornings?
Yeah, every morning. And within a few hours, it's on our shelves. So,
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at
That's pretty
that-
special.
Yeah.
Like going out, sunrise, whatever. Like, yeah, it's hard work, but like
Yeah.
how rewarding it is to cut some vegetables, cut some broccoli,
Yeah.
pick some carrots, bring them in,
Yeah.
package them, and watch it fly off the shelves.
Yep. I mean, and like you said, it is hard work. So it's like, so normally they will harvest, say, like a crate or a tub.
Yeah.
We've seen lots of those before, of whatever crop. And that should get us through so many, like an hour or so many hours. But it's great when we have to call them and be like, hey,
We need another
we
tub.
need more. And you know what? It's never like, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, let's go.
Wicked.
Let's go get it. Yeah.
That's
so
good.
it's great to see. I guess it's rewarding to them to be like, okay, you know what? I picked a really good product. They probably helped plant it or take care
Oh,
of it,
yeah.
cultivating, whatever it may be. There's so many steps between point A and point B
Oh, yeah.
to finish. So it's really like,
Yeah,
okay,
they appreciate
perfect.
it. They want to make
Yeah.
it the best they possibly can,
Exactly.
which is incredible.
yeah.
Incredible. That's great.
So with all these products we picked up earlier, we made a fresh pasta with a ragu sauce, and as well, all these products are available locally.